My working title is Dress Blues, and I am building a 30-foot ship out of dress patterns that will curve and live on the floor. I've turned to sewing materials because sewing was really instrumental to me growing up. And what I've really come to love about using these dress patterns to make up the structure of my ship is that there is history to them that I really enjoy. The patterns are all used, and so a lot of them have like notes on them or annotations, and so like there are little like traces of the people before that have used them. I specifically choose women's dress patterns because I'm looking for stuff that I would have used previously. I've decided to leave like the pins in. I got inspired by the first couple that I pulled that had already had pins in them, and I was like, that's such a nice sign of like the maker. It makes it look like it's still a work in progress rather than something that's more complete. So even though I'm sewing the patterns together, I leave the pins in where they are. So it's kind of more of a sign of like, this is where the maker decided to put these together. I want viewers to experience a veteran story that is not about war. When I talk to a lot of my students, I end up having to explain what Don't Ask, Don't Tell was. It's interesting that something that I lived through has kind of become history already. And when I went to Fleet Week, I hadn't realized that I was still kind of compartmentalizing my life into like veteran, trans, and queer. And what I really want for my exhibit is to kind of finally bring those parts of my life together. I don't want to make this is trans work or this is veteran work or this is queer work. Like those categories of my life are intertwined and they always have been. And I want my work to start reflecting that. And I think that that's kind of what I want to talk about, is that weird in between of, you know, working somewhere where you can't be out, or, you know, how do you tell a story about a time where you couldn't really be yourself, and how do you talk about the impacts of that in a creative way, understanding that not everybody might relate to it, but that it's important for you to tell that story anyway.